the clouds go gray. The thunder roars and the earth sings. The season's just beginning. Sunlight it hides as the clouds make.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTA Channel 43 Abakaliki, the Sunrise Station. The program is Africa Arise, a program brought to you by NTA Abakaliki, but strongly supported by African Business and Professionals Forum. The forum is there to help you build your capacity, help you to stand in that business and be the best in that field that you've chosen as a person. The forum is not just for professionals alone, it's also for business, those who are intending business owners. If you have any business at heart, just call the forum, they will put you through. So as usual, we have the founder of this forum, the initiator, the person that God has laid it in his mind to come up with this forum. He has been helping people, advise them. In fact, he's a business guru. He thinks business, talks business, and dreams business. He is Mr. Paul Drapson. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. And let me say a very good evening to cherished viewers.
Thank you, sir. African Business and Professionals Forum has been established by you.
Yeah.
What actually gave birth to this forum? Why not any other business? Why this forum?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Like you rightly said, of course, I do quite a number of things so far as business is concerned. I mean, but this one is very unique. Very unique because this is specifically a vision from God. I mean, the other things I do, I cannot emphatically say that I was instructed by God to do them. But of course, based on my own experience and based on the fact that I found it necessary to do those things because the opportunities existed, I went into those areas. But for this, I remember that, like I've said it here before, towards the end of last year, around November thereabout, God gave me this vision, which is specifically for Christians who are business owners, prospective business owners, and professionals. And I began to realize that, like I said the other time, Christians, though not all, but most of us seem to be very, very unserious people when it comes to the way we do business. And I began to realize that we have all kinds of fraternities in the world. The Freemasons are there, Illuminatis are there, the gay community is there, the Chinese. Of course, even though the Chinese is not like a cult or a fraternity, but it's more like a fraternity because the Chinese people always do business among themselves. In fact, everywhere in the world you travel to, you will find what we call Chinatown. In fact, even in Nigeria, there are so many places you will go to, you will find Chinatown. It's a place where the Chinese people gather and fraternize and do business amongst themselves. Even the Jews. The Jews are also one people who do virtually everything amongst themselves. They do business amongst themselves. Hardly will you find Jews engaging people in business who are not Jews. The interesting thing is that the Jews population, the population of the Jews is just about 3% of the world's population. But guess what? The Jews control 97% of the total resources in the world. 3% is controlling 97% resources. Wow. So it tells you that all these people are people who engage, they do business together because they believe that in unity is strength. They believe that their strength can be derived in their numbers. Okay. Because if they are working together, doing business together, and they are in millions, several thousands, and so hundreds of thousands, they command some respect and they have some kind of dominion. You understand? But you realize that we the Christians, our case is different. We do business anyhow. We do business with anybody. I mean, if you engage a fellow Christian brother or sister to do some work for you, if you are not careful, you may end up even not being in talking terms with a Christian brother or sister in the church, simply because you gave them a job and they didn't do the job properly. I mean, just this, let me end on this one. Just this afternoon, I was speaking with one lady who is in one of these African countries. So I was speaking with her, and of course we're having this conversation, and I was talking about how Christians, we seem to be very unserious, a good number of us, when it comes to the way we do business. Then she said, what you are saying is very true. I won't even allow you to finish your statement. Then she said, look, a few years ago, about 8 years ago, there is a guy in the church, in our church, and this lady, her husband is a pastor. She said, there's a guy in our church. My husband gave him money to buy us a car. It has been 8 years. The car has not arrived. The money has not arrived. 8 years. And she said the only reason why the husband trusted him and engaged him was because they once bought a Toyota Corolla. And this was the guy who bought the Corolla for them. So they felt that, oh, he can be trusted. Yes. So they gave him a bigger amount of money to buy a more expensive car. And this guy disappeared. It's been 8 years. But the truth is that you would not find some of our brothers and sisters who belong to all these fraternities doing these kind of things, because their fraternities are governed by values and principles and rules. You dare not break the rules. You dare not break the rules of engagement. If you break the rules of engagement, there are consequences. Of course, for we Christians, we also have rules of engagement. There are consequences when we break the rules of engagement. But the interesting thing is that we serve a God who is merciful. So a good number of times when people mess up, they quickly run to God and ask for mercy. Yes. and they are forgiven. But in some of these places where they believe in all kinds of things and have all kinds of oracles they deal with and what, they don't understand the language of mercy. They don't understand the language of forgiveness. So if you mess up, you are prepare for your burial.
Thank you so much,
these are some of the things that God began to show to me, and that was what motivated me to start this platform, which is basically for Christians who are business owners, prospective business owners, and professionals, for the purpose of coming together to network. Let's get to know ourselves. Let's get to know what everybody does. Number two, let us use the platform as an opportunity to build our capacity. Because like I was saying, a good number of our Christian brothers and sisters engage all these Freemasons and Illuminatis. Even though they don't engage us, we engage them. But you can't blame us, because a good number of us engage them because of their values. Yes. Because they will give you the standard and the quality you are looking for. If you dare engage a Christian brother or sister, of course not all, but most of them, if you dare engage them, if God doesn't help you, they will do a very useless job, collect your money, and if you are not careful, you may end up having a problem with them. So it's better to go and engage somebody else who will give you the quality you are looking for, and you will be happy. But it should not be so, and that is why we need to correct that error. So African Business and Professionals Forum is a platform to correct that error.
Thank you very much, sir. God has given you the wisdom to correct the error, yes, so that Christians can patronize fellow Christians.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, you will be happy,
exactly,
that you've entered into a business venture with a fellow Christian.
Exactly.
The land is green, it's green.
Are you a Christian, a business owner, a prospective business owner, entrepreneur, or a graduate interested in securing employment? African Business and Professionals Forum, an initiative of Unique Global Connect Solutions, is offering you a platform to build and develop capacity, skills and talents, advertise products and services, create meaningful networks, and connect with successful entrepreneurs, mentors and coaches. The forum will be holding business breakfast meetings to achieve the stated objectives every third Saturday of the month. Time is 8 a.m. prompt. For participants outside Abakaliki, there will be an online link for participation. You can register to participate by calling the numbers 09027444568 or 08032268369, or send a WhatsApp message to +44 7507 186808, or send an email to africanbusinessandprofessionals@gmail.com. African Business Professionals Forum, changing lives, affecting generations. Register today. Don't miss it.
The land is
Exactly.
When you were talking, you said you've done several things.
Yes.
God didn't actually lead you into them.
Yes.
So now, why is it important that we must get a leading before we enter into business?
Yeah, thank you. You know, like I said, by the grace of God, I've been involved in business for quite some time now, close to 15 years. And there are businesses I have involved myself in which failed. There are people I did business with and the business failed because the people were not correct. In fact, I even remember that a few years ago, about 6 years ago, I started a transport company. And I was working with some partners. So I remember the first day my wife saw two of those partners. The first thing she said to me was that, be careful of these people.
Wow.
And I said, you don't know them. I'm the one who knows them. I know them. You don't know them. I mean, don't talk like that. But the long story made short is the fact that they proved my wife right.
Wow.
And where is the transport company? It has collapsed.
Is it because that God didn't lead you into the business?
Not necessarily, because you see, it's two things. It's two things. Number one is the fact that I already had that vision and the plan to establish a transport company. And I had a team of people that I had been working with them gradually, because I realized that this was something that needed a lot of work needed to go into it. So we were gradually working on it. So one day I was there when I got a call from this guy that I know personally. I was in the university with him, but I was ahead of him. He called me and he said, look, I've met somebody and he wants to start a transport company. And he's looking for somebody who can write a very good and a comprehensive proposal, for him, so far as, his transport company is concerned. So he asked me if I know anyone, and I mentioned you to him. So I want to talk to you so that if you don't mind, I will give your contact number to him and he will call you. The first thing I told him was that I am also working on a plan to establish a transport company. So it will be an issue of conflict of interest if I should write a proposal for him. Because the truth is, am I going to give him all the information? Or am I going to give him part of the information? Because the truth is, if I'm doing a job, I must do a good job.
Yes.
But if I give him all the information, it means that he's going to compete with me.
Yes, exactly.
You understand? So I told him that, look, it will be difficult for me to write that proposal because I don't want any issue of conflict of interest. But the idea now came that, okay, so why don't we think of merging, coming together to form a partnership to be able to establish a transport company? And I said, well, no problem. Let me have a meeting with my team. Let me discuss with my team. I met with my team, we discussed, and they said, well, no problem. We can go ahead and partner with them. And we did so. And that was what landed us into this mess. But like I said, a lot of us Christians, we do business, and we don't take the spiritual aspect into consideration. Like I said the other day, that the Chinese and so on, before they even sign a contract with you, they would have consulted their oracle to find out if their oracle tells them, go ahead. If their oracle gives them the green light, they will sign the contract with you. If their oracle does not give them the green light, it does not matter how much they will make from that business. They won't do that business with you. And what I failed to do was that I failed to go before God, to find out from God that, God, these people have come. They want us to partner to be able to run this transport company. Should I go ahead and do business with them or not? That was what I should have done.
Yes.
But I failed to do that because I was looking at the opportunities that were likely to come up. Eventually, even those opportunities that I saw from the beginning never materialized. So that is where we get it wrong. God knows everything in this world.
Yes.
God knows what you and I don't know. In fact, God even knows you better than you know yourself. God doesn't just know us because he knows us. He even knows our thoughts. As we are sitting down now, what is going on in our minds, he already knows what is in our minds. He knows what we are planning, what we are thinking, what we intend to do. He knows it. So, God knew those people. I didn't know them.
So you needed to.
And if I had consulted him, he would have given me that clearance that, okay, go ahead, do business with them, but do it this way, do it this way, do it that way. On the other hand, God could have said, no, don't do any business with them. And that was what I failed to do, and that is what a lot of we Christian business people fail to do.
Hello, my viewer, you've heard it. You always need to get that green light before you venture into any business. Business are very, very, very important. So it's not just something you venture into without doing the necessary consultations. The program is still Africa Arise, a program sponsored by African Business and Professionals Forum. You've heard from the initiator of the forum, all that he has gone through. That is what he's using to tutor you, to help you stand in that business.
The land is green, it's green.
Are you a Christian, a business owner, a prospective business owner, entrepreneur, or a graduate interested in securing employment? African Business and Professionals Forum, an initiative of Unique Global Connect Solutions, is offering you a platform to build and develop capacity, skills and talents, advertise products and services, create meaningful networks and connect with successful entrepreneurs, mentors and coaches. The forum will be holding business breakfast meetings to achieve the stated objectives every third Saturday of the month. Time is 8 a.m. prompt. For participants outside Abakaliki, there will be an online link for participation. You can register to participate by calling the numbers 09027444568 or 08032268369, or send a WhatsApp message to +44 7507 186808, or send an email to africanbusinessandprofessionals@gmail.com. African Business Professionals Forum, changing lives, affecting generations. Register today. Don't miss it.
The land is green.
In case if you're just joining us, it's still Africa Arise. Every third Saturday of the month is the time we get to sit together, discuss issues, discuss business, so that in case if you have failed in business, you don't remain there. You just have to come along, call him. He will give you all the advice you need. This month's meeting will be at Clivero Hotel off Onwe Road on the 17th of July. Someone will be coming to tutor us on the change of mindset. So you've heard it. You have to come along. Come along and you'll be happy you did. So, sir, I want to ask again. Someone has failed in business.
Yes.
What would that person do to pick up his pieces or her pieces so that she or he doesn't remain there? What are the things the person should do to start all over again?
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, the truth is, the Bible says that 7 times a righteous man falls, and 7 times he rises.
Yes.
If you think of it, why would the Bible refer to a righteous man? I mean, you and I would have expected the Bible to say that the sinner falls 7 times and 7 times the sinner would rise. But it says the righteous man. So it means that no matter how righteous you may be, you will fall. But the problem is not about your falling.
Yes.
It becomes a problem when you decide to remain on the ground when you fall.
Okay.
You know, when a child, I mean, you may know better, when our mothers give birth to our children and so on, and they begin to crawl, a time comes when they begin to want to walk.
Yes.
When the child takes the first step, the child may fall. But if the child says that, well, because I fell down after taking the first step, I will not attempt to walk again, then the child will remain on the ground.
Exactly.
But the child will try to take a second step, may shake a little bit,
Yes.
take a third step. Now by the time you realize, the child who was not balanced, once upon a time when he tried to walk, will now be the child running all over the
All
place.
over, yes.
So what it means is that in business and even in life generally, failure, like I always say, sometimes is inevitable. Sometimes, or in most cases, you will fail.
Okay.
But what I always say is that it depends on your dictionary definition of failure.
Okay.
Because to some people, their dictionary definition of failure is that failure is a stumbling block. Failure is a limitation. Failure is a barrier.
But it's not.
To some people, which includes myself,
Okay.
my dictionary definition of failure is that failure is a stepping stone
To get to another good level.
to get to another level. So when you see failure as a stepping stone, then when you even fail, you don't feel the impact that I have failed.
Yes.
Because you see it as an opportunity to do it better, and you see it as an opportunity and as a springboard to take you higher.
Right.
But the one who sees failure as a stumbling block will see it as, well, since I have failed, let me give up. Let me not even continue again. So what I want us to know is the fact that when you are doing business or when you are involved in business, sometimes failure may be inevitable. But if we also make up our mind to walk with God throughout the journey,
Okay.
there are a lot of mistakes we make that we will avoid.
Okay.
Of course, sometimes God may allow you to even make certain mistakes so that you will learn from those mistakes. But a good number of times, if we walk with God throughout the journey, there are some mistakes we will avoid, we will make them. So number one, if you have failed before in business, tell yourself that that is not the end of the world.
Okay.
And that it is an opportunity to do it better. When we were in primary school, if you will remember, those times when our class teachers gave us class exercise and they marked the exercise, when they gave our exercise books back to us, if you don't get 10 over 10 and you get 8 over 10, 9 over 10, 5 over 10, 6 over 10, they will tell you to go and do what we call correction.
Yes.
Why do they tell you to do correction? They tell you to go and do correction so that you correct that mistake.
Yes.
So that one day when you are confronted with the same problem or situation, you will not repeat that mistake. You will not make that mistake again. So the essence of that failure is the lesson you draw from the failure, which is meant to make you a better person and make your business also a better business. Number two is the fact that we need to have mentors.
Okay.
People we can learn from. I mean, some of us started at a time when we didn't have anybody we were looking up to. And that is why there were so many mistakes we made. Of course, apart from walking through the journey with God, and of course, God will guide you and so on, you also need people who have already arrived at where you want to go to. All right, so you want to become a medical doctor. There are people who are already medical doctors. They are even consultants.
Consultants, yes.
So where you want to go, they passed that place long time ago.
Yes.
They can guide you.
Okay.
At least they can give you some wise counsel, which will help you. Like I said the other day when I came here, that Moses would take a chair in the morning and come and sit down and be judging the case of the children of Israel from morning till evening. And that was all he was doing. Until one day his father-in-law visited them.
Yes.
Jethro visited them. And Jethro called him one morning and said, "My son-in-law, come and let us sit down. Let me give you wise counsel." And he said, "Look, if you continue this way, you will die very early. Because the stress will be too much for you to handle." So this was an experienced man,
Yes.
who gave him wise counsel.
Okay.
If you look at the Bible, you will realize that we are told of how Joshua had Moses as a mentor.
Okay.
Moses mentored him. Moses tutored him. So when Joshua left the scene, it became very, very easy for Joshua to step into his shoes. So it is very important to have people
Mentors.
who serve as mentors in your life who can guide you throughout the journey.
You've heard it. If you have failed, don't stay there. You have to tell yourself, there is tomorrow. I will succeed. And the second one is that have a mentor. The mentor will help you avoid some mistakes.
Exactly.
And also the mentor will help you overcome the mistakes
Exactly.
you have made. The program is Africa Arise. We want you to arise and be the best in that field that you have chosen. Every third Saturday of the month, we hold a forum, a capacity building. This month, on the 17th of July,
Yes.
we'll be hosting somebody from outside the country that will help us change our mindset. Maybe that might be the problem that you've been facing. Come along, just call the numbers on the screen. We will help you, put you through, or WhatsApp us on the numbers as well. We will help you, put you through. Thank you so much. The person that has been educating us all this while is the founder of African Business and Professionals Forum, Mr. Paul Drapsey. We'll keep inviting you. So don't get tired of talking to us.
We are not tired at all. We are still young.
Okay, thank you so much. Till we'll see you next time. I am Chinaza John. Always keep a date with us. We will educate you on that field that you've chosen so that you'll be the best. Until next time, bye.
The land is green, it's green.
Are you a Christian, a business owner, a prospective business owner, entrepreneur, or a graduate interested in securing employment? African Business and Professionals Forum, an initiative of Unique Global Connect Solutions, is offering you a platform to build and develop capacity, skills and talents, advertise products and services, create meaningful networks and connect with successful entrepreneurs, mentors and coaches. The forum will be holding business breakfast meetings to achieve the stated objectives every third Saturday of the month. Time is 8 a.m. prompt. For participants outside Abakaliki, there will be an online link for participation. You can register to participate by calling the numbers 09027444568 or 08032268369 or send a WhatsApp message to +44 7507186808 or send an email to africanbusinessandprofessionals@gmail.com. African Business Professionals Forum, changing lives, affecting generations. Register today. Don't miss it.
The land is green,